this week's Business Bites workshop, Patrick Baker introduces us to the new marketing tools of the 21st century.
So we talk about new tools. I've got a fair old list there. Some of them are what we consider to be old hat. So we've sort of broken the list down a little bit into three broad groups. Well, two main groups, and then I'm going to talk about this component as we progress. The first group are what I call the old hat marketing technologies. And these are the ones that have been around for the best part of a decade. So this is kind of a sort of old-fashioned type of things. Some of what we consider to be the later technologies, the ones that are possibly moving too fast for our client base that we feel a need to introduce. And then this last part here, the Web 2.0 integrated promotions and database marketing, is where I think the greatest opportunity is for small businesses. So if you have a look at some of these older ones, there's a concept out there of search engine optimization. That's been around for quite a while, but what does amaze me is how few people actually realise that that's a very important part of getting found. It's an area where there are many people who specialise in that. We as a company don't specialise in this, but I really do encourage you to investigate this. Now, for some people, we have a website purely because it's about saying, look, we're contemporary, we're with the current century, if not the current decade, and we've got a website, but we don't really encourage any traffic. And I've got a lot of clients that don't want website traffic. It's just simply, it's like having a business card. There's my website, there's my business card. And they are quite often business-to-business people, and a whole bunch of consumer traffic would just bog down their business, so there's no point. A lot of these other tools here have been around for quite a while. I think many of them are still very relevant, particularly if we have a look at the concept of database marketing, using electronic databases. One of the opportunities out there that I think is exciting for small business is that boring concept of using an electronic database. It's so ho-hum, I can see your eyes start to glaze over at the mere mention, and we've given it a dirty word. But the thing about electronic database is if you don't start building your contacts on it today, then you'll let another year elapse and you won't have captured it, so your database won't have grown. And when you do amass a database that has a level of critical mass, depending on your business, for people that might be hundreds, others it might be thousands, you've got a really powerful tool. An electronic database delivering quality communication allows you to do two things that are outside the budgets of a lot of small businesses. One of those is you can control your frequency. You can send them emails 6 times a year, 10 times a year, as long as it's quality communication. And by that, you can be top of mind when it's time for them to make a purchase occasion that's going to happen anyway. And the other thing you can do with quality communication is you can build your category. You can send them a communication that helps them create a purchase occasion that might not have happened in the past. And a great example of that's the gift industry. I know the men in the audience, I know you all know there's about half a dozen really important gift-giving occasions. I know you've all got it diarised. There's what is there? There's Mother's Day, there's Valentine's Day, there are key birthdays, there's your wedding anniversary, there's Christmas, there's even special name days. I see all the males nodding, yep, you guys are all aware of that. And if you're a florist or a gift shop or a jewellery business and you have routine, good quality communication, when it's time for that Christmas present, your brand's got a better chance of being top of mind. You can't afford to do that with TV. But the bit that really excites me is the fact that if you send that same quality email out in front of Valentine's Day, you might create a sale that has not happened for 10 years. So you're creating sales, you're building the category, and you're enriching other people's lives. But if we move on to the tools that I think are the more exciting ones, the latest developments, there are some new technologies up here that I think have an even greater role, some things that are more exciting that you need to consider. The concept of blogs, a real quick definition is almost an online diary where people are providing the ability to simply update you on what they're doing. The other beauty of it, it gives people visiting the site an ability to update the site and leave a little bit behind. The exciting part for small business is if you're in a niche category, there's a good opportunity that consumers and business-to-business customers have a level of interest in the category. Better still, if you're an expert or a leader, you've got the opportunity to arrive at a blog that might actually deliver quality communication. If you can get a blog that is remotely active, you have the added benefit of increasing your search engine rankings, because the search engines out there love new content. So blogs are something that there is an opportunity for a lot of businesses to capitalise on. Some of these new sites that are out there, the social media networking sites, the Facebooks, the MySpace of the world, there's a number of them out there. The opportunity with these groups is perhaps not quite as crystal clear as it is with blogs. The answer is certainly not every business can benefit. I think most businesses can benefit from a blog in terms of the search engine optimization, if nothing else. The Facebook groupings is a little different. And here it really depends on your target audience. For starters, the different social networking sites that are out there have different target groups. So, for example, your MySpace tends to be your younger demographics. Your Facebook tends to be sort of your 30s and above, with a lot of baby boomers involved. So understanding your customer groups, who your target market is, that's critical here. And the other part is to understand whether or not it's a category, product or service category that is going to be responsive. But there are opportunities to create Facebook groups where you can use your growing network of members, of people that are involved in the different social networking community. You can use that network to expose your brand. One of the key words with this area is honesty. I think there's a lot of stories in the past of people from big multinationals masquerading as other people in the social network groups and being outed. It's a community that doesn't really tolerate too much in the way of sales and promotion puffery. But there are opportunities for you to be part of a group and to communicate fairly openly and honestly. And of course, you've got to do it with quality communication. You can't be bombarding them with sales messages. Otherwise, you'll find you'll have no friends in Facebook and things such as that. And that can be a very lonely place to be. And if you've got no friends in Facebook and you don't have a network, well, Facebook itself is a very lonely place to be. A big part that's important to just about every business is to understand how your target demographics use tools such as Facebook and MySpace. And quite often the real opportunity for small business is to use it to collect information, to actually sit and listen rather than participate. Moving further along, if we have a look at video sites such as YouTube, and there are other sites which are not video but they're still photos, etc. The opportunity here is, if you have a look at YouTube for starters, it's got a fairly high weighting as a search engine in the first place. So quite often when people are searching for terms, they're being directed to YouTube. People are also using YouTube as a way of collecting information. So there's a lot of opportunities there if you are in the sort of business that can benefit from that, for you to have YouTube postings, which is a way of you adding to your responses to searches, if you like. You can put your instructional or information videos up there. You can put blatant promotional videos up there. Again, the trick here is to understand your target groups and to deliver quality communication to them so that when you're in front of them. But there's certainly a lot of opportunities to use YouTube as a proactive promotional tool. Put the right video on YouTube, the chances are you can create a posting that will direct traffic back to your website. And also, if nothing else, you can simply use it as a tool for providing further information to your existing customers. So you can direct customers to your YouTube listing. You can take it to the next extent, create a YouTube channel where you set up a whole page which is about your business. And again, you've got to get the quality of the communication right and understand your groups and how they use YouTube. But for some businesses, there are quite a lot of opportunities to use it to proactively drive traffic to their website.